Buenas noches. Our power and purpose could not be clearer. In the last 90 years, LULAC has fought in the courts, in the streets, and in our communities. 90 years, and the work of our members and leaders have taught us perseverance, patience, and determination. As important, their example has time and again shown our standards must always be high and our grace deep. In 1929, LULAC was created to protect and defend our community at a time when simply coming together could be considered conspiracy, and our community could be arrested, dealt mob justice, and killed by hanging. It's important that we know our history. How many people here know that before there was Brown versus Board, there was Mendez versus Westminster? This landmark legal victory happened before there was a Head Start preschool program. It was then Congressman Lyndon B. Johnson, who went on to become President Johnson, who took LULAC's School of the Little 400 model and created a nationwide program that has impacted millions of children. We must never forget the leap-go battles we have fought, nor the ones we're still fighting today, whether it's protecting our children and farm workers from harmful pesticides, or protecting our community to make sure that they can vote. LULAC has not stopped in the past, does not stop today, and will not stop tomorrow. We will stand up to the opposition, even when the hurdles seem insurmountable and the barriers impenetrable. And believe me, there are many days when we feel like David fighting Goliath. Indeed, the forces we face are fierce and determined, organized, and unrelenting. Of course, who can forget the telenovela we just witnessed, the Kavanaugh hearings? Now, more than ever, it is vital that we thoughtfully engage in a dialogue on violence against women, and that we don't blame the victim for choosing not to come forward. As a society, como comunidad, we must ever be more compassionate to understand the stigma, the deeply rooted shame and fear that happens when a person is violated. It is up to all of us to make sure that we defeat violence against women once and for all in this century. Similarly, and with equal love, compassion, and pride, LULAC embraces and champions members of our LGBTQ community. They, too, have suffered indescribable prejudice founded upon ignorance and blind hatred that has no place in America. We must expand our civil rights laws to protect against discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity. That is why LULAC is proud to endorse the Equality Act and stand and fight for equality alongside our LGBTQ brothers and sisters across the country. LULAC says to all who gather under our tent, son bienvenidos. And we are stronger, we are better, we are more resilient because you bring us incredible strength to say this. This is me. This is me. Soy yo. Now, to our beloved brothers and sisters in Puerto Rico, we cannot, we must not, we will not ever forget you. The fact that we lost 3,000 US-born citizens on the island due to the lack of coordinated action from our own federal government should be a call to action to all of our members of Congress who genuinely want to do better. And I will say it here, and I will say it now. Had this happened anywhere on the mainland in the US, we would have seen a louder outcry, increased media coverage, and swift action from FEMA and other agencies. And yet, in spite of being treated as second-class citizens, our Puerto Rican community thrives because they are resilient. El espíritu boricua nunca se da por vencido. As CEO of LULAC, I pledge to make sure that members of Congress hear our voice loud and clear. Puerto Rico is a priority, and we will not stop. We will never stop in eliminating discrimination against any member of our community, no matter what or where they call home, including nuestra bella isla. We would not be here today without your support. We would like to thank the following corporate partners for their generosity because without them, we would not be able to host this event tonight. Please help us to thank the following gold and silver level sponsors: PepsiCo, AT&T, Google, Cox Enterprises, Anheuser-Busch, NCTA, Charter Communications, Univision Communications, Verizon, Dual Labs, Pharma. And to our bronze partners and table sponsors, a big thank you. You will see their names listed in the program. I would also like to acknowledge my amazing colleagues, interns, and LULAC members who organized to help make sure that this event was a success. Thank you. My brothers and sisters, I want to personally thank my parents. They could not be here tonight because my two babies got sick. And I will tell you that they taught me so much. They taught me humility, they taught me resilience, they taught me strength, faith, love, and they showed me through their own life what sacrifice means. You see, over 34 years ago, when I was just one, my parents left Honduras at a time when crime was on the rise and safety was on the decline. Now, San Pedro Sula has the highest murder rate per capita in the world. They yearned to live free of fear and believed in the pursuit of happiness. And all they wanted was for their children, my 2-year-old brother and me, to be able to live free and have opportunity. Mami, Papi, I know you're not here, but thank you for that sacrifice because you left everything so that I could be here. And I'll tell you that estoy aquí hoy como la líder más joven dirigiendo una organización de derechos civiles en el país más poderoso porque mis padres hicieron ese sacrificio. I would not be here without them. I will end it with this. Somos americanos. We are American. Even when we're called names and our community is beaten like a piñata or used as a bargaining chip, we must stand up to a wall of hate, a wall of division, a wall of cult individualism, a wall of pride. We must lead in justice and solidarity. We must take our place and our power. We must uphold our belief in equality and free ourselves from ignorance. Let's remember that regardless of who may be in power, nosotros, united as a community, have the power. We must rise up, unite, protect, and defend, because together, juntos, together we rise. Gracias y que Dios los bendiga.